Hello, Joe. Welcome to another week. How are you?
I'm excellent this week. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. I'm buzzing. New spectacles. It's all happening. I can see more.
Oh, good. Yes, I do. I normally do wear my glasses, but to actually see the screen, but I've misplaced 27 pairs that I've got. So
Oh,
here we are, a little bit blurry.
it's all good, Giles. It's all good. You look fine to me, love. You look fine to
Great.
me. What are we
Yes.
discussing this week?
Today we are going to talk about all the I don't know, what would you call them? Extra beings,
Galactics? The
galactics,
Galactics?
yes, that's it. That come into our healings to help people and just a general summary of them. So people who may not have ever heard of them, we can go in depth at another video if everyone's really keen.
Yeah.
But I just thought it would be good, or we thought it would be good to talk about, all the different beings that are in our galaxy.
Yeah. And you might have heard of some of them, guys. You might have even seen them. And sometimes you might not see them with your physical eyes, but if you've gone and done a meditation, sometimes you might find that they're coming through to you in your meditation space. Because a lot of them, I don't want to get technical at the start of our video, Joe, but there's a lot of these galactic beings already on Earth. I
Mm.
don't know if you realize that. Do you see them on here sometimes too, Joe, like on the planet?
Oh yeah, without
Yeah,
a
good.
doubt. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
spiritual beings will see other spiritual beings with a higher energy and or sometimes a lower energy. But most of the
Mm.
times we'll see them in meditation. So I know you, Joe, and I know myself. I see them when I do my healing work. So I've got a
Yes.
beautiful client. And when she comes in, seriously, there's like seven stars floating around the room. And this energy is
Mhm.
intense and it's just floating, 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 floating. And then as soon as I put my hands on her crown, this big white galactic being, and I want to say she's like 20 foot tall, and she's got big
Wow.
long hands like this long. And at the end of each hand's like a ball bearing, and it's like this. And she just plays in people's heads all the time. And I had to Google, it's like I just called her a tall white, and she doesn't have a name.
Hmm.
I call her the white lady.
Mm.
Always comes for one particular client, but she does make appearances for others. And I was like, who are you? And I've
Mm.
discovered they call her a tall white, and that is a part of the Nordic aliens.
Ah, I love that.
But she's a benevolent being. She's full of love. She's not here to hurt people. She's actually here to help raise vibrations, help get
Hmm.
people to
Hmm.
the highest possible levels that they can be in their physical bodies without causing them any damage or distress. Because, sometimes when we do this healing work, if we take the frequencies too high and the body can't integrate that, you're going to have a problem. So she's
Yes.
very mindful of what the people can tolerate, what they can deal with to get them to their maximum output, if that makes sense. So she's a tall
Hmm.
white. Do you play with any galactics in your healings, Joe?
I get a lot of the Pleiadians seem to come in a lot for me.
Yep.
Um, Particularly when someone's in a really big healing crisis. I feel
Yep.
like um, oh, yeah, they help people the most, I feel. And they come in, to me, it's like a white. Oh, it's like a brilliant white light, but it's also got a lot of blue. When
Yep.
the being comes in, they're like a light blue kind of color.
Yep.
Uh, and they like your one deal with really like around the head area here, a lot.
Yep.
So yeah, so the Palladians seem to work. I feel like I work for them, I guess you would say, a lot.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, so that's another thing. And they'll often come in when I'm doing a meditation if I feel like, I'm going through menopause. My body hurts. Some things aren't going well on some days. So they'll come in and it feels like they give me extra energy, especially if I've got a full load.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when the Pleiadians come in,
Yes.
because you just know their energy is, I know their energy is pure and
Yes.
it wants to
Oh,
just,
yes.
the word in my head as I'm talking to everyone is absolve people's problems. They want to help people
Yes.
find a way through whatever scenarios they find themselves in so that our
Yes.
customers can rise. That's the word. They want them to
Yes.
rise. Now, I love the Pleiadians, and when I was a little kid, astronomy was my thing. Astronomy and the planets, that was my thing. I had this big telescope at home, and every now and then, when the sky was clear, I'd go out and look. And have you ever heard of the Seven Sisters star constellation?
Yes. Yes.
That's where the Pleiades are. I
Yes.
always used to look for the seven sisters, not knowing
Ah,
why. And it's like, I'm looking, where's the group of the seven sisters? And it's like, there they are. And that was the Pleiades. Not
yes.
knowing that, I feel like that's where my galactic seed must come from. Does that make sense? From up there.
Yeah.
You've got others as well. You've got Orion. So you look at the star constellation Orion. That's also
Yes.
a galactic, there's a galactic being of the
Yeah.
Orions. They're all different. They're all here to do different things.
Yes. And just with the Pleiadians also, I actually think that they also help when people are off track on their journeys, and
Mhm.
it's like they'll timeline jump them to
Yeah,
try and get them back on track, if that makes sense. So I often think when
completely.
someone comes to see me first, then they'll come back again and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, Joe, my life has changed so much." And it's because the Pleiadians like move, if their life was a ruler, like kind of, let's move along. Like,
Yeah. Hurry
mm.
them along. I often listen. I don't watch. I do watch on YouTube, but I also listen. I buy podcasts of a woman who channels the Pleiadians. The
Oh, yes.
wisdom is quite specific. It's quite
Yeah.
pure. It's quite
Yes.
intentional. And she's telling us how to live the most amazing lives by just doing the most simplest of things. So
Mm-hmm.
I will put a
Mm-hmm.
link in the description to a YouTube channel if you are interested. The channel, her name is Barbara Marciniak. I have read all of her books. I love this woman. I've never even met this woman. But the wisdom that she channels through as the galactic beings, the Pleiadians, can help us navigate through life's challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to link
Perfect.
that in the descriptions comments. All right,
Great.
so we've worked out that the Pleiadians are a part of the Nordic alien group. Okay, so
Yes.
these are all of your tall whites. These are all helpful galactic beings. Now, I don't want to I don't want to open a whole can of worms here, but it was believed in the President Eisenhower days in the US presidency, he actually met with the galactic beings and they were the Nordic whites. Okay.
Wow.
And they were the ones in Area 51. So it's really interesting that the technologies that we've got now have come from galactic beings like these things. This is all from the
Mm.
galactics, that wisdom. But then we've also helped them along with, if they come into our field, we're fixing their aircraft and things like that. So there's a lot of wisdom, but they're all positive, okay? The Nordic whites, the Pleiadians, the tall whites are very close match to us
Mm.
energetically. That's why they want to come here because they feel very familial to us. Okay, so
Mm.
that you've got that. Um, they don't talk like we talk. It's
Telepathic.
telepathy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I notice it, Joe. When I'm doing a healing and this woman's got her fingers in people's heads and I've got them on an operating table on a spaceship in the sky, it's telepathy. She's telling
Yeah.
them. And my customers are saying, I feel her tinkering in my head. It's like, yeah, she's doing it, but she's sending you messages from her mind to your mind to help you along. So they're quite good. And the Pleiadians and the Nordics are all emotionally available. They
Yes.
understand emotions. They understand the emotional bodies because not all are. Not all of the galactics have that. So you've
No.
got those there.
Yes.
Um, I'd have to say they're my favorites.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I feel like that. And I don't mind um the Andromedians if they come in. They
Yeah.
feel like to me they're so good with people's blood. I know that
Okay.
sounds funny to say, but
No.
if someone's got something ill with their blood, they
Yeah.
will come in and it's like I hold the pulse and then they put their hand over my hand
Yeah.
and then it's like they're bringing life back into them.
Bring the life force back through the blood.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
when you work with them, Joe, do they show you, because I've never worked with the Andromedans, do they ever show you like a physical appearance or anything like that?
To me, they come in and they're blue and green energy, like it's an
Yeah.
orb of that color.
Yeah.
And then it's like they come out of the orb into like a blue and green
Yeah.
shape, I guess
Yeah.
you'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they are trying to often if someone is trying to awaken their spiritual journey and they're meant to do my course, then it's like because I don't ever advertise my course, it's just through invitation of myself. that
Yeah.
ask people, they will come in and go, this person needs to be elevated or accelerated or whatever the word is. They need to
Yeah.
hear me in your course, and that's where I'll know. Oh, I'll ask them.
Yeah. So you get the guidance through them to send an invitation to a participant that's actually at that point ready to take a step and like, yes, let's go, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. And they're obviously they're trying to get more people, even though we're nowhere near 12th dimensional energy, but they're trying to get that to happen. And they're
Mhm.
also trying to get more light warriors here on Earth to bring to ground in higher light. That they
Yeah.
all are,
Yeah.
but these ones in particular, I feel like are doing that as well. I
Yeah.
feel like the Droideans has a lot of energy associated with trying to balance the masculine and the feminine, meaning, Christ light and the Mary's light. So yeah, I feel like there's a connection there, but I'm not 100% sure with that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. That's good.
Mm.
As I said, I haven't really worked with them,
With
so
them.
I'm not
Mhm.
100% familiar with their energy. Um,
Yep.
the
So
Arcturians. Have you ever
oh
worked with the
yeah.
Arcturians?
I think that there's a few people that are Alturians that they come in to help them. How, I guess for me, I feel like they are, is that they circle the head of the person with
Hmm.
their energy. So I just have to hold the light and they'll come in and it's like they're giving energy to their own people, but I'm just holding that light for
Yeah.
them. What
Yeah,
about
we
you?
become we become the space that opens up that channel, and then
Yeah.
that allows these energies. I want to call them energies. That allows these energies to come in because
Yes.
the client's higher self is connected to this energy, and then in they come, and that we allow them to do what they need to do. Now, I have look. I'm gonna have to get more astute to questioning who are you? What are
Mm.
you? Where are you from? Does that make sense? Because I don't want to say the word oblivious, but it's like, I know you're doing stuff, you just do you, and I'll do me. Does that make sense? I just let
Yes.
them go about their work, and I'm not a very inquisitive in that aspect. I know it's helping my client. I know it's not a heavy or dense energy, so I'm allowing it through, but I've never questioned. So now I'm going to question more and
Yeah.
understand who are you? Where are you from? What is your purpose here? What does it look like? Um,
I think I'm also a bit of a oh, like, and they probably laugh at me, but they'll go, I just need to call in Archangel Michael to make sure and validate you, just so you're not, something that looks positive but isn't. So, and sometimes I'll go, and who are you and what are you doing? Like, so, because I guess I get a bit worried because people are um, putting their soul and their body in my room for me to help them or bring in the right light, So think I'm a bit of a Nazi with all that stuff. Like, and you would know because they're all white. Does that make sense when they come in? So they're all good, but probably me, I can't help myself and go, hang on a minute. You
I'm just
just
going to
need to
get your
be
passport
verified.
checked. Did you bring your passport? I want a passport check.
Yes, yes,
But the funny thing is, and I get what you're saying, but it's also a case of our rooms have intention, and the intention
yes,
is we're not allowing anything dense, anything heavy. All we're allowing in is the highest, purest forms of energy to
yeah,
enable our customers to have the most amazing experience, to propel
yes,
them forward to have the most amazing lifetimes. So I get what you say when you say, I just need to get you verified and I just need to get you validated so that we can
yeah,
proceed. And I think I've had conversations with them. It's like, who are you? And it's just like, no, 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 we're here. And it's really interesting when they say to me, he is us. He's
yeah,
us. And it's just like
yeah,
we've brought him home to help heal him. So this is
yeah.
where it gets a bit complex, guys, because remember, you can split your souls, and your souls might be in its natural state, which could be a Pleiadian, an Andromedan, an Arcturian, a Syrian, a Lyrian, whoever it is.
Mm,
With if your body is failing here, they'll come and help you. And that's
mm.
what happens when we have a healing and a galactic being wants to come through. You've got the bird beings too. Have you ever seen the bird beings, like the avian people?
No,
Okay, you know how
no.
you notice them? I'm going to say this to you, and it sounds so silly, but if you ever have a client that looks like a bird, facial features, or a client that looks like a cat, because there's the cat ones as well. Okay.
Oh, yes, yes,
Um,
yes. I have had so many people. For some reason, I don't align with the cat ones. Like,
Yeah.
um, you know,
And
but
that's fine. And I get it. But you can see it in
yes,
their physical features. It's like, why do you look like a cat? Or why do you look like a bird? And then you'll do a
yeah,
healing on it's like all these birds will fly and it's like, oh, you're an avian. You've come from that galactic world where it's just birds and all your different types of birds. Or it's
yeah.
I've forgotten the name of the cat people. Um,
Hang on, I did write that down. Um,
but they you can it does it, they look like cats and that's where they are. And
the
it's like,
serious
oh,
people.
are the Syrians?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So that's fine.
they,
But they do, they look like cats. And it's just like,
yes.
wow.
And often I would say with the bird ones and the Syrians, I have a lady that sees me and she's got two arm tattoo sleeves
Mhm.
and they just love color. Like she goes, oh, I'm just obsessed with being colorful. And I think it's that it must, for me, it must be that that's what they look like back in their home.
Oh, but think of it, Joe. Birds have feathers and the feathers are
Yeah,
colorful. They're all
yeah,
abundantly color. Well, your skin is just one tone. And it's just
yeah,
like, that's great, but I need more. Yeah, it's an
yeah.
interesting, very interesting group of
And
galactic.
they love they're generally techie and they often really love water as well.
But also look at it. They see things from a very different perspective because birds fly
Yes.
high and they can look down at situations, whereas a lot of
Yes.
us just look at the situations on this level. The avians can look down and see it from a
Yeah.
totally different perspective, which gives them a much clearer picture because they can fly
Mm.
low and just look at it like we can, but they can fly high and look down. Very interesting galactic beings. Now,
Yes.
there is also a group of heavy beings. Do you
Mm.
know much about the
Reptilian.
heavies?
Oh, I was going to say the reptilians, but I don't know if you
Yeah.
were going to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The reptilians, they're the draconians, they're heavy.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
The Anunnaki, the Greys. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These are the ones that people, the Greys are human form. They've got the big black eyes and the skin just looks like rubber and it's just grey and that's just who they are. I'm not judging them. Usually shorter than us, they've got bigger heads. They're emotionless. And these
Mm.
sometimes, when you've heard of people that have been abducted by aliens,
Yes.
sometimes these are the energies, because I want to use that term, that will come and take them to the ships. They've got no compassion. They don't
No,
understand the
no,
emotions. And sometimes for them, everything is just process driven. Does that make sense? They just, this is
yes.
my job, just do it. It's like they don't even think for themselves. Does that make sense? This is what I do, got to do it.
No.
But they're telepathic as well. So they will talk to you, like most of them, through your telepathy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they're the ones
Yes.
that people will see. If you've ever watched Ancient Aliens or anything like that, where there's galactic abductions, you're usually going to have the Greys. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Anunnaki, have you heard the term Anunnaki?
Yes.
Interesting term because the Anunnaki populated the earth many, many years ago, like I want to say hundreds of thousands of years ago. And it is
Yes.
believed that all of the Egyptian gods or the Indian gods or any of the gods that we preach to are actually galactic Anunnaki.
Mm. Mm.
And they're in a state of control. They like to control. They came to
Yes.
this planet to dig for gold because their planet needed gold, and their planet was called Nibiru. Have you heard of that? Planet
No, I didn't know
X.
that.
It's called Planet X. It's Nibiru. They came to the first continent that they came to was Africa. What they had to do was create man on this planet because it was before man. This is from reading. This is what I've learned from reading. Create man on the planet to go and hunt for this gold and find the gold so that they could take it back. But then
Mm-hmm.
the man that was here could see that these beings could fly to the sky and stuff like that. So that's why they revered them as gods. So Anunnaki can be quite heavy, still on the planet to this day.
Mm.
And that's why there's turmoil around the world because they're always in conflict. It's not a peaceful race of people. And there are two
No.
brothers, I think it's Enlil and Enki, and they are always at war with each other. So this is why there's always conflict in particular areas of the world because that part of the world is a gateway where the Anunnaki come in and go out. So I know it's out there, guys. Take what you want that resonates. If it doesn't resonate, that's fine. Just let it go. Okay, let
Mm.
it go. But the draconians are the heavy, heavy ones.
Yeah.
Heavy, heavy ones. They don't want the best for society or, humanity. They're the
No.
reptilians. They're the ones that you look like reptiles and
And often you'll
shapeshift and all
see,
that stuff.
I'll try and do it. I don't know if I can do it with my eyes. So if you're seeing someone that's got an attachment with a reptilian energy, it's like they'll go, like they'll keep doing these funny things with their eyes. I
Hmm.
can't do it, but it's like they really want to do like a lizard. Does that make
Yeah,
sense? They
yeah,
their,
yeah,
their eyes will turn funny.
yeah.
Um, so often you'll instantly know when that happens. You'll see it. And then the other thing I find when they're a born reptilian, now they're curious enough to come and see a healer, like I think, which is funny, but it's like when I'm touching them, their skin feels scaly,
Mhm.
like it feels like a lizard skin. It's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
So,
and you'll
and
see
some,
them. You'll see them,
mm,
Joe, shapeshift. They're very
yeah,
good because they have the human form, so they have a
yes,
human form, but they have to shapeshift. So sometimes when their energy drops, they revert back very quickly. It's an instant, and then they're back. And as you said, their eyes go funny, and sometimes you can just see like a lizard's eyes. It's just like a slit. The iris is just like a slit. Sometimes when they're shapeshifting, you see it in the eyes. You just see a slit. You don't see the pupil or the iris or anything like that. So
mm.
that's how you can tell if it's a reptilian, and that's heavy and dense energy.
And they're very good at manipulating. So, um, there's a fair few prominent people that are here on Earth that are, I feel, reptilian. So, Google it on YouTube, and a fair few of them will come up, and you'll be like,
Yeah,
really? If you have no idea.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, and look, I think some of them have done good, but it's all under the guise of manipulation and they're
correct.
not walking their
They're
talk,
here
if
for
that makes
themselves. They're here for
yes,
themselves, and then they will
yes,
create issues for people so that they can get what they want. Now,
yes,
again, take what resonates, leave the rest. If you're not interested in this, that's fine. Come back for next week's episode. But this
mm,
is stuff that people want to know about. It's really interesting
mm,
because I had no idea about this stuff, Joe, seriously. And when I started in 2016 in a healing center in Melbourne, there was a man that would come in every week. Do you know about Planet X? Do you know about Nibiru? Do you know about all of these stuff? And I had no idea because I hadn't gone down that rabbit hole. He was so far ahead of me and he was looking for stuff to protect himself because he could see it. He could see these
mm.
beings on the planet. And it was like, wow. And guys, that's what I want you to realize. People are waiting for what's called, what's the word I'm looking for, Joe? Disclosure. That
Oh
there's
yeah,
galactic beings on the planet. Guys, there's been galactic beings on this planet for thousands and thousands of years. Your
yeah,
DNA is encoded by the Anunnaki. We have galactic beings' DNA in our bodies. So don't think that they're not walking amongst us because you and I, and you said it before, Joe, we resonate with the Pleiades. So there's got to be an aspect of us that our
mm,
genetics comes from the sky, from the Pleiades. That's a galactic being, even though we were
mm.
born on this dimension in this planet, but you will find it walking around galactic beings. Now, a lot of them, I'm going to say this to you, the Draconians, the Anunnaki, and stuff like that, a lot of them live underground in tunnels. They're very
Yes,
creative at tunneling under the ground. So there's a lot of revelation about what's actually happening in Antarctica, lots of tunnels there.
yeah,
Lots of places around the world where there's a lot of discussion about what's happening under the surface, what's
yes,
going on below the ground. And if you're interested, as I said, I'm going to link to Barbara Marciniak's YouTube channel. She will talk a lot about the Anunnaki, how they operate underground. Okay. And, stuff like the Epstein files, it's all linked in. It's all
mm,
linked into that. So if you want to go down the rabbit hole, go down and have a look. And if you want to learn about the Anunnaki, there are some amazing books that you can get. There's a beautiful author. His last name is Sitchin, and I've forgotten his first name, but he's spent his life's work unveiling about Anunnaki and Sumerian tablets and all of that sort of stuff. So this stuff about the galactics is not new to this planet. There's a temple
mm,
in Egypt in just up from Luxor. I've forgotten where the location is, and you can see there's a hieroglyph that looks like a UFO.
Mm.
Ancient drawings have things flying in the sky. Galactic
And
beings on this planet is not new.
no, and we're just diversing a little bit, but the other day in meditation, I was like, um, with the energy of the world that we have and how it's all playing in right now about the oil and how we're going to do it and whatever, I truly think that there's an Egyptian temple somewhere there, or Egyptian pyramid that has a big crystal that will light up. I think it's probably already really lit up, and that will then be another source of our in the future of how we're going to use that crystalline energy to light the planet or to energize the planet.
Think about
I
it,
think
Joe. Think about it.
that,
That just takes us back to the technology that we had at Atlantis, because that's where it
yes,
came. Atlantis
yeah,
was energy from crystals. And when Atlantis fell and collapsed because of greed and corruption, which is where the Earth is now, back to greed and
mm,
corruption, a lot of
mm,
the people that survived Atlantis ended up in Egypt, built the
mm,
pyramids, built the temples, all of that sort of stuff. The
yeah,
pyramids are also have been designed, and this is what I've been reading years and years and years of research. They're portals to other dimensions.
yes,
It's how people go and that's how people come back. It's on a grid line. There's three of them, and they're sending signals out so that you can teleport yourself out, but you can come back. And
mm,
again, you're on the money, Joe. It was using, selenites and shungites to take you out to the light, to bring you back to the earth, things like that. So I think you're on the money. So understand that what you see, you just see human beings, okay? But there's more to that. There are layers of galactic beings working and walking around us, and the
mm,
governments are aware of it. There's an amazing man I follow on TikTok, and I've actually followed him on YouTube. His name is Peter Maxwell Slattery. He's an Australian man, and all he does, Joe, and I love him. He takes a camera out to the night sky. He'll point out all the galactic beings to you, like the UFOs, all the lights that are moving, and it's like there can't be a satellite because satellites will go in a straight line. Why would it go all over the place? He points them out to you. So if you're
mm,
interested in stuff like that, Peter Maxwell Slattery is his name. Very enlightening, and it's nice to see that he's an Australian. And there's another lady from South Australia. I think her name was Mary Rodbury. I think it was Mary Rodbury, and she did a lot of work on people that have been taken by galactics, what they've seen, all of that sort of information. So
mm.
if I can find their details, I will pop it in the description so that you can go and investigate it. Not to digress, Joe, but I did see an interview about 5 years ago on YouTube, and I seriously tried to find it for this discussion topic. And it was
Yeah,
kinesiologists actually going through all of the different races of the galactic beings, and they were muscle testing where their frequencies were, and who the
yeah,
goods were, and who the not so goods were. So, and it was very interesting. If I can track it down, because I think it's been deleted, if I can track it down, I'll link it so that people can see it.
yeah.
Because it was an hour, but for me, it was the most amazing wisdom that somebody had shared about all the different levels of consciousness in the galaxy.
Yes. And I think there's also in this coming week, we haven't had the astrology all aligned how it is. I
Correct.
don't think for
Thousands of
thousands.
years.
So I often, I've Googled a few times today already, and the Schumann resonance has been off the scales, like big wideouts, meaning big fluxes of energy that is coming in. So I do feel 100% that big things are going to happen this year. I know that big things are happening with the Middle East, but
Already.
but I think it's more energetically that, a big shining light could come out of one of these pyramids, or maybe there is a visitation that then activates all this light. I just feel like the higher beings are wanting to eradicate this greed and whatever for the oil. So therefore they'll be like, that's okay, we'll give you something else that won't ever be able to be, it'll be free. Like, so
Isn't that
yeah.
funny, Joe? Free. Tesla created free energy and then he died. And a lot of people that do work on these amazing things
Yeah.
suspiciously removed from the
Oh,
planet. So
yeah.
it's look, these are conspiracy theories, and you need to investigate them yourselves and make your own opinions on these, and do your own research. Sometimes they're just rabbit holes I don't have time to go down. I just don't
No.
have time. But I
I
get
just,
you loud and clear. The universe wants
yeah.
to participate. From what I've read and what I've understood, this planet has what's called free will. So other
Yes.
planets are not allowed to interfere with what is happening.
Mm,
However, if our planet gets into stupidness and they're going to blow us up and they're going to annihilate us with a nuclear weapon, at that point in time, the galactics actually do interfere so that the
yes, they
nuclear
do.
warheads cannot be um, utilized or they misfire or something happens that it doesn't work.
Mm,
So that gives me a degree of reassurance that yes, we have free will and we're guiding ourselves,
mm.
but they're not interfering, but they'll enable help when desperate times are near.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So I live in my very normal day-to-day life, but
Yeah,
I do hope that I am here in this lifetime to see like an awakening of a crystalline structure that will power our earth, and it will eliminate a whole lot of greed and
yes,
corruption and
yeah.
you know all
Yeah,
those
and I
sort of
think that
things.
that's what we're witnessing now, Joe. That's all starting to be exposed so that we can form our own opinions. And when we form our own opinions, what we're going to do is raise the consciousness of the
Yes,
planet. Off we go.
absolutely. Yeah,
So,
very much so. So, and I think that yeah, there's some amazing inspirational people, and they are human, but they feel so amazing
yeah,
that and people will come to your mind as you're listening to this. And I think that they they come through heaven, but they're from another galaxy.
yes, yes. So I was just thinking when you said that, Joe, Lee Harris popped into my head. And Lee
Yes, I
Harris, if
love
you're not
him.
aware, guys, Lee Harris is a man from England, and he's been a channel for 20 plus years, and he channels his spirit guides called the Zees, and they're from
Mm,
another galaxy, and he has wisdom. So I'll link into Lee Harris if you're interested as well, so that you can listen to Lee Harris. But there are a lot of people that channel galactic beings. Kryon, love Kryon. So I'll link into Kryon. I actually went and saw Kryon in public, and you can just know that when he starts channeling, this energy just comes in from the cosmos, somebody different.
is he the
Bashar.
middle-aged bald guy?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
one. Yes, I love him too.
Bashar. Have you heard of Bashar?
Oh, Bashar. No, I'm thinking of Bashar.
Okay,
That's
so
who I'm.
Bashar, Paul Anka, he's Bashar. He gets this
Yeah.
wisdom in. So I'll link
Yes.
to these people's pages if you are interested, just to watch these channel galactic beings so that you can understand they flow through us. They walk with us
Yeah.
every day. They look like you and me. They're smarter than we are. This is the thing. Earth is still learning. We're a living library. We're growing. They're coming to help us grow. Which is sometimes our vision is limited to limited numbers of the frequency levels and the spectrums so that we can't
Mm,
see beyond. So it's
yes.
interesting.
And often they're very rather good with technology.
Oh,
And
yes.
yes, so they're really good with technology, most of these higher beings.
Yep.
And they're not very tolerant of small talk, and they're not very peoply.
Nope. Nope. Oh, that's exactly right.
So,
Because they've got a mission, they've got a purpose, they just want it done. They just want to
mm,
function that way. So look, guys, that's
yeah.
an introduction. There are galactics around us. You've got the
Yes.
nice ones, and I don't want to say there's naughty ones because you need light and dark. You need
Yes.
heavy and light. Do you know what I mean? Because that creates a balance. So there has to be good with bad because otherwise everything's good, nothing's bad. So
Yeah.
think of it like this. As long as we've got balance, we can navigate through that. But the key to
Yeah.
this discussion is understand there's more, there's just more. I don't want you to be fearful about it, but live your lives with joy and happiness so that if one day you're out there and you meet one of these people, you're vibrating high and they'll match your frequency and they'll lift you up.
Yes. And if by chance you feel like you're overlaid with negative energy from a particular thing that doesn't feel right, you'll feel prickly and agitated, and you just won't feel yourself. So all you need to do is ask for a column of white light, I call in Archangel Michael to, it's like he brings a net in and clears everything away and sends it back to wherever it belongs, never to be returned to you.
Yeah,
You could soak in the ocean.
yeah,
Salt water removes all those sort of things as well. So
yeah.
yeah, do you have any to add to that?
Palawa.
What you,
Palawa is my
oh,
great
yes.
energetic cleanup, my great energetic cleanup. It
Mm,
ties in all your energies and it just goes, see ya. It's like a control
yeah.
alt delete for your computer. It wants to reset everything but push you further and harder
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah. 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 Cool. Fantastic.
All right,
Excellent.
guys. Well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know what you
Yes.
think, and let us know if there are any galactic beings that you play with, so that we're not feeling like we're just the only ones having all the fun here. So let us
Yeah.
know in the comments, and we look forward to seeing you next week for more discussions.
Yes. Excellent. Well, lovely chatting to you again today or this
Likewise,
week,
Joe.
Travis.
Bye, everyone,
See
and we hope you
you
enjoyed our
later.
chat. See you next time.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.